All right, this time I'd like to call the meeting to order, the Planning and Zoning Commission regular session, October 8th, 2024. Public comments, citizen comments are limited to 2 minutes. The Planning and Zoning Commission is not permitted to respond to comments for the public per the Texas Meeting Opens Act. Number 3, consider the approval of the minutes for September 12, 2024, Planning and Zoning Commission, and take any action necessary. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Agenda number 4, consider the request of Scott Hart on the behalf of the Christus Health for the approval of the preliminary plat for the Anderson Town Crossing addition, Phase 1, Lot 1, 12-acre, 12.875 acre tract of land located on Tankersley Road, east of County Road 2010, west of U.S. Highway 271, and take any action necessary.
Good afternoon, esteemed P&Z members. So today we are going to be talking about 3 cases that are all the same project. So they are, and I apologize, there is a mistake on this initial slide. The first one that you read is the preliminary plat, which is 2024-05. Then there is a site plan that will be following that, and then after that, the final plat. There's nothing in code that says they can't run one behind the other, and so what I'm proposing is that we do one presentation to show each one of these, and then you can continue to vote case by case on the agenda if that is satisfactory. So we'll start. So the preliminary plat, site plan, and final plat for this is in the Anderson Town Crossing addition. This particular lot is the one for Christus. As you may recall, you recently approved the preliminary plat for the Anderson Town Crossing multi-family piece that is adjacent to this across the Anderson Parkway, which is part of the Anderson's overall large plat. So that Anderson Parkway borders this particular lot on the west side. It is part of that large plan development. This property was carved off and sold to Christus because they had discussed how they would like to have their emergency and specialty hospital clinic on the site. We've met with them. Staff has met with their engineers and project folks extensively, and it was their desire to try and expedite this program, this entire project, which is why I'm bringing it to you like this, back to back to back. So we will have our vote tonight, and then council hears pretty much in the same format, assuming that they agree, next Tuesday. So an area map just to kind of familiarize us with the site. Again, if you can see in blue, that's the approximate boundary of the Christus piece. On the west boundary, the straight boundary, that's where the Anderson Town Parkway, and then west of that is the the Anderson Town Crossing portion that will be coming to you with the site plan and a final plat soon. You can see Tankersley Lake is in kind of orient you to, and then the Toyota is. So this is a preliminary plat. So it is just the boundary of their property. It shows the easements that are proposed, has all the elements. It's gone through all of the Development Review Committee meetings and the civil engineering plans that often are not approved at the time of preliminary plat. That's all happened, so the, preliminary plat, approval also includes the civil engineering plans that have been, gone through and have gotten their, letter from our, city engineer. So the site plan, if you also will recall, the zoning on this property and the entire, piece is a planned development, PD2 zoning, and it calls out specific landscape, building, parking, and street standards. It is a document some 40 some pages in length. It does require, in order to come to you, that the approved civil engineering plans be signed off on, in which they are, for the utilities and drainage and entrances. This is the site plan that is the architectural piece. It kind of shows, I mean, it's hard to see because you have to actually study it because it has so many elements on it. You can see the detention pond that is down in the lower left-hand corner, the orientation of the building, the parking in front, and then the dotted lines up and over to the right. Those are easements for water lines. The sewer will be coming on the site. As previously mentioned in the preliminary plat, if you might recall, there's the sewer line is on its way. It's being constructed, so when Christus and the apartments are completed, they will be pumping sewer, their septic from a tank until that connection is made. Depends on how long it takes them to construct a building, what length of time, but they have a site for that also that is shared between the two projects. With, you can see on this that the Anderson Town Parkway is shown as an access point when it's constructed. Their landscape plan, which is also part of the site overall site plan, that came in. The entire landscape plan has all of the tree listings and bushes and counts, and that's kind of cut off so you can kind of see the bigger picture. Again, it's difficult to see on the overhead, but I have the plans, and I believe they were in your packet as well. This, a picture tells is worth 1,000 words. This is a rendering of the building itself. And again, if you remember through the plan development, there was a lot of discussion about materials and building attractiveness and awnings and green spaces and all of that, and they're incorporated in the design of this facility. There's another view. As you can see, it sits in the site, so we're actually looking at it as if we were standing on Tankersley, which serves as the access point into there are two driveways into this property that will be constructed with this construction, and then when the Anderson Town Parkway is finished, they'll have their other driveway. The third piece of this is the final plat, which is 2024-05. As you can see, it's very similar to the preliminary plat. Because all of this came in at one time and was reviewed by staff at the same time, it just has additional elements that are required for a final plat versus a preliminary one, but it's identical. So staff has approved the civil engineering construction plans for the overall site. We have the engineer's letter, which I didn't reproduce, but I can certainly give it to you. And then staff is recommending approval of the preliminary plat, the site plan, and the final plat. Any questions?
All right, with that, then we'll take a vote on the preliminary plat for the Anderson Town Crossing Christus Health approval. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, and at this time, I'll read number 5. Consider the request of Scott Hart on the behalf of Christus Health and approve a PD site plan for Christus Health project in the Anderson Town Crossing Development Lot 1, Phase 2, and take any action necessary. And at this time, we'll go ahead and vote on that. Do I hear a motion to approve the PD site plan for the Christus Health project?
Yeah, make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion passes. Aye. All right, number 6, consider the request of Scott Hart on the behalf of Christus Health for the approval of the final plat for Anderson Town Crossing Addition Phase 1, Lot 2, a 12.875 acre tract of land located on the Tankersley Lake Road, east of County Road 2010 and west of US Highway 271, and take any action necessary. And at this time, we'll vote on the final plat. Do I hear a motion to approve the final plat?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. And number 7, the planning director's report.
Oh, thank you very much. So, our, ordinance requires that any administrative approval, for plats that are undertaken by the director that, actually are considered minor plats, 1 or 2 or 3, 4 lot subdivisions or smaller that don't have any dedication, from the public that would not need to come before the board, need to be reported to you all. I don't know that that's happened before, but anyway, as you can see, I've been somewhat busy. So there was a replat for the SG Apartments, which is on White Street. That was originally going to be one lot that he ended up dividing into 2, but each one of them met the definition of a minor plat. And the reason that he did that was the wings over Mount Pleasant. That owner had originally, I guess maybe they were gonna lease it, but he wanted to buy it, so he had to split it. So that was the case for that one. So that was administratively approved and it has been recorded. We had another 1 lot subdivision on Fricky Street by a resident that had a question about where the shed was, and it had not ever been platted. It had a piece that had been given and dedicated that had never been added to his property. That was a 1 lot subdivision that was done administratively. It's been recorded. We had another property on MLK, the 1 lot subdivision. If that one, I believe, took 2 properties and made 1 lot out of it. That one's been recorded. And then the last one was 3 lots that were combined into 1 lot for these new owners so that they could build their house on it. And again, it's an administrative plat. So those are the plats that have come through as administrative. Our upcoming cases, we will have the Anderson Town Center site plan approval for that preliminary plat that you saw last month, and the final plat. So the civil engineering plans, I'm hopeful it'll come in November. The civil engineering plans on that are much more complex than Christus, which is just 1 project. on this piece, these pieces, there are several pieces, the multifamily, and then he's also got his commercial and there are all kinds of easements from, the utility lines and then also the piece for the Anderson Town Parkway. So that's still in the back and forth stage, but I'm hopeful that we'll have it by November. And also it'll have the final plat with it, same way as this. And then the junction, if you remember, that was rezoned right before I got here to, single family 2, up north. There is, still some discussion on the civil engineering plans for that, piece of subdivision. I'm trying to get this backlog through, and so we're hoping we'll have it in November. November may be a long meeting for our new fellow. If they can get everything back, we give our comments, and then it's up to them to revise. Tennyson Townhomes, which is a project that's been kind of languishing for quite some time. That one is also back in the engineering court, so we've been working on that with staff and our city engineer they've got some additional items that they need to do. They need to bring their final plat in, but we're at least to that point. And then the last piece is the zoning and parkland dedication ordinance kind of discussion that had gone on for probably a year, maybe-ish, before I got here. We had spent $60,000 on the zoning and I think $40,000 on the parkland dedication to have a consultant do those studies, and so the city manager kind of wants that back in the public realm, so we'll be moving those forward at some point also to try and restart the whole public engagement piece and all that and get it council's corner. There are some things I might want to add or suggest to get added to it, but I haven't really gotten to that yet. So that's kind of a synopsis of where we are for the next couple months.
All right, does no one has anything else? At this time, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.